Hello everyone, it's Nation Reviews again, and now I'm going to review one of the best movies of this year so far, so let's get started. John Wick Chapter 4. Now, John Wick Chapter 4 is a brand new John Wick movie, and it's the ending of John Wick. I watched the first three before I watched this one, so I was fresh in my memory of what's going to go on with this movie. And it definitely lived up to the hype. Definitely. And first, let's start talking about the greats. The great part of this movie is that it gives you the action pack that you desire in a movie. And it's definitely action packed. The great parts is literally all the action parts. They're all memorable. I could remember all the action parts and they all last a while. And that's what makes this movie so good, is that all the action parts last for a very long time in the movie. It's almost a 3-hour movie and it's mostly jam-packed with action. This is definitely a movie to watch if you're into action, which it definitely fulfills in that aspect. I was on the edge of my seat watching this in the theater because of all the action parts. They were all so memorable. They were all so good. I wouldn't say they're realistic, but definitely good. And I think that's what makes this movie so good, is because of that. This is literally them doing the final chapter, so they gotta bring out all the stops. They were in the meeting room just thinking, what ridiculous action parts should we do now today? And that's what I really enjoyed about this movie, is all of that good action. And the characters are really good in this movie too. I wouldn't say they're my favorite type of character chemistry, but we're not here for the characters, we're here for John Wick to whoop some ass, pretty much. Now, let's start talking about the alrights. The alright parts in this movie is that John Wick is indestructible. And that's what makes it alright. Because he falls off a building probably like 5 times and he doesn't die. Like, it's just watching his action scenes and you know he's not going to die in any of these. Mostly because the movie has to continue on. And because he survives everything. And that's what makes this movie alright. That's the unrealistic part. Is literally he doesn't die that easily at all. He could be shot a million times and he'll still come back. And some people would be like, huh, who cares about that? But it just makes the movie like, there's nothing to grasp on. There's nothing to really like be to be like with the character, and knowing they won't die. It's just like you're watching, you're like just watching for the action, and you're like, he's not gonna die. So that's what makes this movie alright. And now let's move on to the bad. This movie doesn't have that much bad parts. It's all good. Definitely one of the best movies of this year, hands down. And it just doesn't, it's not really bad. There's no bad parts really in this movie. If I had to think of one, it's probably the villain. The villain's alright. I would say the villain's probably the bad part of this whole movie. He doesn't do anything besides send mid to kill John Wick. So he's a lazy villain, and that's what makes this, like, the villain's not memorable. The only thing memorable about this whole movie is literally the action, and it delivers on what you go to John Wick for. And it's the action, not the characters, not the story. The story is actually pretty good. But not really the story, not really about the bad guy. You're just there to see John Wick whoop some ass, and that's what you get. and that's what it delivers. So with John Wick, I would definitely have to give this movie a 97% because it was entertaining for 3 hours. And there's no movie out there that I've seen can entertain me for 3 hours. No movie. And that's what gives us a good percentage. And I'll definitely say this movie is fantastico. Yeah. Still using that good word. So, have you guys seen John Wick Chapter 4? Just leave it down in the comments. Tell me which one's your favorite John Wick movie. Or what's your favorite action movie in general. So yeah, this is Claudio Nation Reviews, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.